Welcome to the Secret of Shadows, where the past lingers, mysteries unfold, and the unexplained refuses to stay hidden. I'm your host, Aaron Bessarel, and tonight we step into Plainfield, Wisconsin, a town so small you could miss it in the blink of an eye. Farmland, neighbors who know each other by name, and a silence that stretches across miles of open land. But in 1957, the silence was broken. What the police uncovered here was not just a crime scene, it was a descendance into madness, a farmhouse filled with nightmares so grotesque they would change horror forever. This is the story of Ed Gein, the Butcher of Plainfield. Ed Gein was born in 1906 into a home where love was scarce and shadows loomed large. His father, George, was a drunk, violent, unpredictable. But it wasn't his father's hand that shaped him most. It was his mother. Augusta Gein preached fire and brimstone. She told Ed and his brother Henry that women were wicked, that sin was everywhere. She isolated them from the world, built a prison of words and faith, and Ned listened to every word. When his father died in 1940, and his brother perished in a fire 4 years later under mysterious circumstances, Ed was left alone with Augusta, and when she passed in 1945, the last tether holding him to reality snapped. After her mother's death, Ed sealed her bedroom like a shrine. Curtains down, furniture untouched, dust settling over everything as though time itself had stopped. The rest of the house, it fell into rot. Trash piled in corners, newspapers layered over broken floorboards. Darkness and stench grew thick in every room. And in the darkness, Ed's obsession took root. Plainfield Cemetery became Ed's hunting ground. Under the cover of night, he would dig into freshly turned soil, lifting the bodies of women who reminded him of his mother. He took them home, not whole, but in pieces. What he did there in that farmhouse is something we may never fully understand, but what he created was not of this world. Human masks, grotesque clothing, stitched from skin, chairs and lamps remade from the dead. The farmhouse was no longer a home. It had become a museum of horror. November 16th, 1957. Bernice Warden, a hardware store owner, went missing. Her son, the town sheriff's deputy, found the store empty, save for a trail of blood leading out the back. Suspicion fell quickly on Ed Gein, the quiet farmer who lived alone. Police drove to his farmhouse and stepped into a nightmare. Inside the shed, they found Bernice's body, headless, gutted, hung like a deer. In the house, they uncovered the unthinkable. Skulls turned into bowls, organs stored into jars, and furniture made of human skin. It was as though the farmhouse itself had been stitched together with death. When Ed Gein was arrested, the world demanded answers, but the man at the center of it all seemed strangely calm, soft-spoken, polite, even shy. Doctors declared him insane. He was unfit to stand trial. 10 years later, in 1968, he was found guilty of one murder, but ruled not guilty by reasons of insanity. He would never leave psychiatric care again. The farmhouse was burned to the ground, but its legacy refused to die. Ed Gein became the seat of nightmares that still haunt us. Norman Bates in Psycho, Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs. Each one a distorted echo of Plainfield's quiet farmer. Each one a reminder that real horror doesn't always come from monsters in the dark. It can come from the man next door. Ed Gein died in 1984, but his shadow remains, a shadow that warns us. Behind every closed door, every quiet smile could be a darkness too deep to imagine. And sometimes, that darkness is closer than we think. This has been The Secret of Shadows. Until next time, keep your lights on.